Children easily forget. Once upon a time, in a quaint little farm nestled in the heart of the countryside, there were two inseparable friends named Ducky and Chippy. Ducky, a fluffy yellow duckling, and Chippy, a lively little chick, had been the best of friends since the day they hatched. They spent their days exploring the farm, splashing in puddles, and chasing after butterflies. Life was simple and joyful for these two. But one fateful day, a disagreement turned their world upside down. It all started when they found a juicy worm squirming in the soft, moist soil. Ducky thought it was her turn to enjoy the scrumptious find, while Chippy insisted that he had found it first. Their playful banter soon escalated into a heated argument. Harsh words were exchanged, and in the heat of the moment, they accidentally hurt each other's feelings. With heavy hearts, Ducky and Chippy waddled and hopped back to their respective homes, their tears glistening in the sunlight. They couldn't keep their emotions to themselves, so they decided to seek solace and justice from their parents. Ducky's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Quackers, were appalled at the story their little duckling told them. They couldn't believe that Chippy, whom they'd known since he was a baby, could be so unfair. In another corner of the farm, Chippy's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Cluckington, listened to their chick's version of events with equally furrowed brows. Chippy had always been their pride and joy, and they couldn't fathom how Ducky could be so unreasonable. The tension grew, and soon the farm was divided into two camps, Team Ducky and Team Chippy. Each set of parents harbored their own grudge against the other, and the friendship between the little ones began to seem like a distant memory. 3 long days passed, and Ducky and Chippy missed each other terribly. Their hearts ached for the laughter and adventures they once shared. So under the veil of the moonlight, they clandestinely met at their favorite puddle. There, with quivering voices and misty eyes, they apologized to each other for their heated argument. "I'm sorry, Ducky," Chippy said, his fluffy feathers ruffled from the burden of guilt. "And I'm sorry too, Chippy," Ducky replied with a heartfelt quack. "I miss you so much." With their friendship rekindled, they forgave each other and vowed never to let disagreements come between them again. They splashed and played together through the night, feeling a warmth in their hearts that no argument could extinguish. Unbeknownst to them, their parents had been searching high and low for their wayward children. As the sun began to rise, they stumbled upon the puddle and witnessed the two friends, Ducky and Chippy, joyfully reunited. Seeing the love and reconciliation between their children, the parents exchanged knowing glances. Mr. Quackers whispered to Mrs. Quackers, "Perhaps we were too quick to judge." Mrs. Cluckington leaned over to Mr. Cluckington and whispered, "It seems our young ones are wiser than we thought." And in that moment, both sets of parents realized that children's quarrels were part of growing up, and it was better to let them resolve their differences on their own. With newfound understanding, they quietly retreated, leaving Ducky and Chippy to enjoy their precious friendship without interference. From then on, Ducky and Chippy's bond grew even stronger, and their parents learned a valuable lesson in the power of forgiveness and the enduring magic of childhood friendships. The end.